Hey there. Welcome back to Smart Money, Dumb Money. Another day, another dollar, right? Or at least that's how it felt in my early 20s. If you're watching this with less than $1,000 in your bank account, still figuring life out and wondering how the heck people save six figures before they turn 30, I see you because I was you. No silver spoon, no rich parents, no lucky crypto moonshot. Just a 25-year-old drowning in student loans, living in a shared apartment with a leaky faucet, wondering if financial stability was only for people named Chad with tech jobs and trust funds. But guess what? I saved $100,000 before I turned 30. And no, I didn't win the lottery. This is how I did it. Let's rewind to when I was 24. I was working full-time as a junior graphic designer for a small marketing agency in Cleveland, Ohio. Salary, $38,000 a year. Rent ate up 45% of that. After groceries, bills, student loan payments, I barely had enough left for a Friday night burrito. One night I opened my banking app and saw $17.32 in my checking account. $17. That's when it hit me. I wasn't just broke. I was lying to myself. I kept saying, I'll save when I make more. But every time I got a raise, my spending rose right along with it. New clothes, weekend getaways, takeout 3 nights a week. It all added up. But you know what added up even faster? Excuses. So I made a decision, not to get rich overnight, but to stop lying to myself. That night, I opened a Google sheet and typed the words, money I don't want to look at. And I listed everything, every debt, every subscription, every impulse Amazon buy. It hurt, but it was honest. And from that honesty, I made my first real budget, one that wasn't about punishment, but priorities. Here's the thing. In my mid-20s, I was spending money like I was trying to impress people I didn't even like, new sneakers I couldn't afford, brunches every weekend with $14 avocado toast. I once bought a minimalist watch for $210 because a YouTuber said it made him feel powerful. You know what it made me feel? Anxious. But at the time, I thought I was living. Truth is, I was leaking money like a busted pipe. Quietly, consistently. And nobody noticed, not even me. Then one Sunday night, I was scrolling Instagram and I saw this post. Stop buying things you can't afford to impress people who don't care. That one hit different. I looked around my apartment. It was filled with stuff. Aesthetic, curated stuff, but zero peace of mind. And I asked myself, why am I so obsessed with looking like I have money instead of actually having it? So I did something radical. I stopped trying to look rich. Here's what that looked like. I sold my iPhone and got a refurbished Android. I deleted Uber Eats. I canceled 2 streaming subscriptions and went back to the local library for DVDs. Yes, that's still a thing. I started wearing the same 3 outfits on rotation, and spoiler, nobody noticed. At first it felt weird, like I was missing out. But a month later, when I checked my bank account, for the first time in years, I had over $1,000 saved. That was my light bulb moment. I realized I didn't need more money. I needed fewer money leaks. And here's the wild part. The less I tried to look rich, the faster I started building real wealth. By the time I turned 27, I wasn't just surviving anymore. I was starting to grow. Not in some I'm a millionaire now kind of way, but in that quiet, steady way where you wake up one day, check your bank account, and realize, wait, I'm not broke anymore. That year, I finally moved out of my shoebox apartment. You know, the kind where the kitchen sink is the bathroom sink? Yeah, that one. I found a small 1-bedroom place. Still nothing fancy, but it had light, it had space. And for the first time in years, I could breathe. But I didn't loosen up completely. I still meal prepped, still made my own coffee, still drove that clunky 2006 Civic that coughed every time it started. Because I had a goal now, hit $100K in savings before I turned 30. And here's where it gets interesting. My biggest financial leaps didn't come from earning more. They came from changing how I thought about money. I stopped saying, I can't afford that, and started asking, is this worth trading my freedom for? Because that's what money is. It's not stuff, it's freedom units. Freedom to say no to a toxic job, freedom to move cities, freedom to take care of your parents if they need it. So every time I had an impulse to spend on a trip I didn't need, a fancy gadget, a third subscription service, I asked myself, does this get me closer to freedom? Most times, the answer was no, and that made saying no easier. And something else happened too. I stopped comparing. I stopped letting Instagram trick me into thinking I was behind because someone else my age had a Tesla or a house or a six-figure business. You know what I realized? Most of them were in debt or stressed or quietly miserable. I was building a foundation, brick by brick, dollar by dollar. It wasn't fast, it wasn't flashy, but it was mine. By 28, I hit 70,000. By 29, I hit 100K. Not because I got lucky, not because I'm some finance wizard, but because I stayed in the game long enough for compounding to kick in, and for all the small, quiet decisions to finally stack up. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I did everything perfectly. Looking back, there's a lot I'd do differently. First, I would have asked for help sooner. I spent so much time trying to figure everything out on my own, Googling, guessing, getting it wrong, because I thought asking for help made me look weak. But you know what's actually weak? Letting pride keep you broke. Once I finally reached out, joined Reddit threads, followed personal finance creators, talked to people who were a few steps ahead, everything got faster. Because money isn't just about hustle, it's about direction. And sometimes you need someone else to show you where north is. Second thing I'd do differently, I'd be kinder to myself. There were nights I cried because I couldn't catch up fast enough, because I was still eating rice and beans while friends posted photos from Bali, because I was measuring my worth with numbers on a bank app. But here's what I know now. The speed doesn't matter. Forward is forward. Progress isn't always visible. Sometimes it's just the fact that you didn't quit today. So if you're in that season where it feels like you're moving in slow motion while the world races past you, breathe. You're not behind. You're just building something that lasts. Third, I'd celebrate the small wins. I used to wait until I hit some big milestone to feel proud, but I wish I had stopped and appreciated the little things, like the first time I said no to a $10 impulse coffee and felt powerful, or the first $500 I saved and thought, okay, maybe I can actually do this. Because those tiny moments, they're not small. They're proof that you're becoming someone different, someone stronger. Last thing, I would have trusted myself more. I spent years doubting every decision, every budget move, every risk. But looking back, the moment I started backing myself, really believing I could pull it off, everything started to shift. No one else is going to believe in your dream for you. That's your job. And if you can do that, even when the results haven't shown up yet, you're already way ahead. So yeah, there are things I do differently, but I'm proud of that younger version of me. The one with tired eyes, calloused hands, and a stubborn heart. He didn't know what he was doing, but he kept going. And because of that, I get to live differently today. I don't know where you are right now. Maybe you're 29 and feel like you're way behind. Maybe you're 35, buried in debt, wondering if your shot has already passed. Or maybe you're just out of college, staring at your first paycheck, thinking, how the hell do I even begin? Let me tell you something. You can start from anywhere. I didn't grow up rich. I didn't have parents who handed me financial wisdom at the dinner table. No trust fund, no shortcuts. Just a decision to stop drifting and start building. And no, I didn't save on 100K in a straight line. I messed up. I overspent. I failed. But I kept coming back to the plan. I kept coming back to me. You don't need the perfect background. You don't need to know all the answers. You just need one thing, the courage to start. Start messy. Start small. Start scared. But start, because here's what no one tells you. Most people don't fail because they're lazy. They fail because they wait too long to believe in themselves. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be persistent. And hey, even if no one around you believes it's possible, even if your current reality looks nothing like your dream, that doesn't mean the dream is wrong. It just means it's waiting for you to catch up. So take the first step. Set aside that first $10. Open the budget app. Read the book. Say no to the impulse buy. Google what you don't know. You don't need to climb Everest tomorrow. You just need to lace up your shoes today. Because one day, you'll look back and realize the life you have started with a moment just like this. A moment where you chose to stop watching and start doing. And if no one else told you today, let me be the first. You've got this. And hey, if this message spoke to you, if you're ready to take control of your money and rewrite your story, hit that subscribe button. This is Smart Money, Dumb Money, where we talk real life, real struggles, and real change.